Hello and welcome to UP News. This is Wade Norris, your host, and we're here today with Representative Morgan Carroll from House District 36 and Representative Sarah Gagliardi from House District 27. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Wade.
Thank you so much for being here. Today we're talking, it's the same week that in D.C. the labor groups are talking to the presidential candidates and getting their platform out there for everyone to hear about. And I know both of you guys, in talking with you, are pro-union and pro-labor and have strong feelings about the right to organize and unionize. For our viewers that missed the radio show, I'd like to hear from you, Representative Gagliardi, about, as a professional, why you decided to get involved with union efforts and how that led you into being a candidate. And then we'll talk with you as well, Representative Carroll.
Well, when I was first getting involved with the union, when I first was a nurse, they came to me after I'd been there about 6 months and said, introduced themselves, said they were from my union, SEIU Local 105, and did you know we're going to bargain a contract this year, and it's possible we might have to go on strike. So here's all your information, here's your paperwork, here's your forms. And at the time, I was a single mother of 2, and I thought to myself, how could I possibly go on strike? I'm a single mom, 2 kids. I need my benefits, my wages, my job. And so I went to a meeting. And at that meeting, they had representatives from a lot of different groups, from labor's community agencies, and different areas where if we were to go on strike, these are the places you could go to get help. You could get a job. They told us about different jobs we could possibly get outside having to walk on a picket line that would work during when our kids are in school, so that we could work and go do the picket line the time that we needed to be there, and then also support our fellow union members, because it was really important that we stood up and had a voice. And so I thought, okay. So I got more involved and got on the strike committee, organized people to get on the strike committee, and went to the bargaining committee meetings. And I wasn't on the committee because I was so brand new, but I attended the meetings to find out more about it. And fortunately, we bargained a good contract and we didn't have to go on strike. But it certainly taught me a lot about how important it was to be organized, how important it was to get educated and understand that our contract was very important to give us a voice and to give us the benefits that we had in our job. And so then I started to get more active in the union and became a communication person to hand out flyers and get information to people. And then I became a union steward and was on bargaining committees and got more involved. And then, did you want me to go into my political?
Well, yeah, go ahead. How did that jump into becoming a representative for the state of Colorado?
Well, then as I was walking door to door for campaigns for other people and for my union and talking to fellow union members about working family issues and helping them understand, I saw what a difference that made. And it was just amazing how important it was that our elected officials truly understood from us what our issues are and what we needed from them, and that we worked hard to help them get elected, and that we needed to make sure that they heard our voice and that we stood up and were represented by them. And I worked on the Labor 2000 program, trying to get senators, a certain number of senators elected in the state of Colorado, and that was just incredible. I met some wonderful people, wonderful candidates, and learned from them what a difference they made and that they wanted to make. And it showed me how much their heart was in it and that they truly wanted to make a difference. And by them being there, made a difference for all of us. And so I thought, well, I could do that. And so some folks asked me to run, and I decided to run, and I was elected into office. Here I am.
Yeah. And Morgan, Representative Carroll, just a couple of weeks ago, there was a labor strike down at Park Meadows Mall on behalf of the janitors of that large mall, and you were there lending your voice, and we have video of that. It was actually a great chance for support. Why is unionization and labor important to you as a representative, and what got you started into it?
Well, I think every single right that one can think of for workers in the workplace stems from the very basic right of workers being able to organize so that they can collectively bargain and have a collective voice. And so to me, it is absolutely the foundation for any other justice issue at the workplace. It is going to be the foundation for a living wage, for appropriate health care, for secure and stable pensions, for safe working conditions out there. It's without it, you don't have dignity, you don't have appropriate family leave, you don't have appropriate sick leave. We don't have to go that far back in history to really get a pure example of how far some industries are willing, in fact, to go as far as pushing and exploiting the workforce if you don't have a counterbalance. So, one, you have no checks and balances in the workplace if you do not have an organized voice for workers. And two, every single right, I mean, whether it's overtime, whether it's weekends, whether it's prohibiting child labor laws, none of these things, not a single one of them would exist if we didn't make sure that we protected the very basic right for workers to organize in the first place. And then when you're successful, you know, it doesn't take quite as much work to get kind of democracy in the workplace or fairness issues worked out. Obviously the hard work's getting started in the first place, but the issue with the justice for janitors at the mall is really indicative of what a lot of workers around the country are going for and why the fights that SEIU and other organized labor for organizing people matter so much, because it's really the heart of the middle class, which has been under attack. It's eroding basic, without those kind of living wages, without those kind of pensions, without really decent health care benefits, we are finding more and more of our middle class slipping into poverty, and I think organized labor may be the one force that can stand up against that.